hope they remember you.
Avengers Infinity War is on the horizon. Our heroes will face their ultimate challenge, taking on the mighty Thanos and the Black Order. And unfortunately, not everyone is going to survive, which leaves us with the question, who is going to die in Infinity War?
Everyone.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, let's get the Universe team together to place our bets. But before we jump in, subscribe to Universe for even more Avengers videos coming your way, including our ranking of all the MCU films thus far. Thanos represents the biggest, baddest villain any of the MCU heroes have yet to face, and the marketing campaign hasn't been pulling any punches when it comes to emphasizing just how dire things are looking. With the Infinity Stones at his disposal, Thanos can wipe out half the galaxy with a snap of his fingers, meaning that the odds are pretty firmly stacked against the Avengers and their allies. So who will meet their fate in Infinity War? Place your bets.
I actually think quite a lot of characters are going to die in Infinity War, but number one will be Captain America. So if you think about it, he's not really got a lot going on for him at the moment. He's currently a fugitive, he's on the run, and also in the past few MCU movies, every time Bucky Barnes has come within 3 feet of Captain America's shield, there has been like a music cue, the camera has slowed and panned down. So to me that seems like a very obvious baton passing that he will become the new Captain America. Also, we know that Chris Evans is going to be leaving the MCU after Avengers 4, so for my money, I think they're going to kill him off in Infinity War. He might have a couple of flashback scenes or whatever in Avengers 4, but then that's him done. And look at that trailer from Infinity War. That confrontation between him and Thanos. I love you, Steve, but I don't think you can one-on-one with Thanos.
Okay, now if the movie stands true to the comic book, I think everyone, or nearly every Avenger, is going to die in this movie. But if there are 2 people in general that I think are gonna die no matter what, I think one of them is Loki. Just from the trailer itself, you can tell that Loki gives up the Tesseract Space Stone to Thanos, and then right after that, I think that Thor is watching his brother die in this very same moment, where Thanos just shows him, like, this is the power of the Space Stone and the Gauntlet himself, and he just wipes out Loki just like that. Now, the second person that I think is going to get axed off is Spider-Man. Yes, Tom Holland is going to return in 2019 for the direct sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, but this is a comic book movie, everybody. So I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to die in Avengers Infinity War, and then right at the end of Avengers 4, everyone comes back. I'm sorry, that's just how it's going to work. Except for Captain America. That dude's dead.
Even though it might be completely obvious, I truly believe Steve Rogers will die in this Avengers. Even though Chris Evans said that he will return in the next Avengers movie, it could very well just be his funeral, a flashback scene, or whatnot, but this one is dedicated completely to his death because he is the most iconic. And Marvel wants you leaving the theaters in pain, in tears, in so much emotion and rage that it'll stick with you for months.
All right, I agree. Yes, everyone's probably going to die, but specifically, I want to talk about Iron Man. He's been in these movies for a decade. He debuted in 2008's Iron Man, and I think it's just time for him to go. A nice farewell for Tony Stark. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. wants to do other things, right? Not just play Iron Man his entire life. Although he's getting paid a ton of money, so maybe he does want to keep doing these movies. The reason why I really think he's going to die in this is because in the trailer, it looks like Thanos is saying to Tony Stark, I hope they remember you, and then he gets his ass beat on that orange-looking planet. So, sorry guys, I think Tony Stark is gonna die, and someone's gonna take over the reins as Iron Man or Iron Woman. I think it might be our girl Shuri from Wakanda, which I would love to see.
I think Drax is gonna die. Shit's going down, stakes are high, and not all of the Guardians are gonna survive. Gamora was Thanos' favorite daughter, so she's safe, and I think Star-Lord, Groot, and Rocket are safe for now. Drax is determined to go after Thanos to avenge his family, and he will. His eagerness will place him on the front lines against Thanos, and in doing so, he'll meet his demise. It will be heartbreaking, but the Guardians can go on without Drax.
The character I think most likely will die in Avengers Infinity War is, unfortunately, a character I love, Hawkeye. While I love him in the comics, he hasn't got much of a presence anymore in the movie universe. He seems to be the sore thumb on the team, so I reckon he's going to get killed off pretty quickly. And from the looks of the marketing, it seems to be Marvel's leaning that way too. We don't see him much in trailers, we don't see him much in posters, and even Jeremy Renner's not quite sure what's going on. So the last time we saw him in a major way was in Age of Ultron, where, if you remember, he was kind of toning it down a bit. He seemed to be getting comfortable with life at home with his family, and since then he's not done anything big and bombastic bombastic in the same way he did in previous movies. So he seems like a good candidate for killing off. He seems to be currently the most disposable Avenger of them all, which is why I think Hawkeye, aka Clint Barton, might be getting...
Hawkeye's been conveniently missing from all the trailers, all the posters, any type of promotion for this movie. And the reason why? I think Thanos makes an example of him right from the get-go. How tragic would it be when he's holding his child? Thanos snaps his fingers and poof, there goes Hawkeye. Having him vanish like that would be such an impactful moment and really give the Avengers a reason to fight Thanos and know just how powerful he really is. Also, this guy ain't gonna die. He ain't going nowhere. He's making too much money.
I'm gonna have to go with Black Widow because in the Avengers Age of Ultron, Tony Stark has a vision, and in that vision we see the Hulk still kind of breathing. We get Captain America whose shield is broken but ends up talking to Tony Stark, and we also get a close-up on Black Widow who is unresponsive. So given that vision, my money's on Black Widow, at least until the Time Stone happens, possibly.
I really think Nick Fury is gonna die. I know that Sam Jackson has had like a million weird roles over the years and he'll kind of do anything in any movie.
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
I still think that Nick Fury is gone. I think that they've kind of been phasing him out for a long time. It's been a while since he really had like a big role in any MCU movie. Also, this is like the entire reason Nick Fury made the Avengers in the first place, is for a threat sort of on the scale of Thanos. And for him to go out this way, it would be a good note for the character. It would also like underscore how badass Thanos is, and I think it would just be awesome. Also, it probably goes without saying, but Vision is totally dead after this movie. Literally, his like entire thing is Infinity Stone in his head, and he's not gonna make it. Sorry.
Regardless of who ends up dying, Infinity War will be hard to watch. Tears will be shed, hearts will be broken. Brace yourself, friends. Who do you think is gonna die in Infinity War? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.